Welcome back, guys, and happy Sunday. It is Des, your favorite, fan favorite, voted best podcaster at the current podcast awards on a Sunday. Only Sundays included, so I don't know who else usually posts new episodes on Sunday, but those are the only people I'm up against, okay? So this is no one else. Basically me versus me. Does anyone else actually upload on Sundays? No one that I listen to, at least. So welcome back. I am currently in my era right now of comfort. I'm sitting in my chair. I don't want my hydro jug to fall. Wyatt got me this new robe for Valentine's Day. It's so cute. It's so cozy. If there's one way to get to my heart, you know how they say the way to get to a man's heart is through food, or whatever. The way to get to my heart personally, pajamas, eye gels, lip butter, or like lip gloss of some sort. Only the good ones though. And a good fucking robe. And probably like slippers. Anything comfort related. I am just really that bitch, and it comes down to how much I value self-care, which is so funny because I really didn't become a self-care person until probably like vividly when I started using Tula in 2018. I went to this event in January of 2018. This is like a Tula event. This is where I found Tula. They found me and we partnered ever since. At that event, my New Year's resolution for January, I knew I was going to be coming off of birth control in February. And so I wanted to start taking care of my skin. That was really the first eye-opening of like self-care and even like skincare in general. So I was turning 23, so I was 22. And that's when I really started. Now, before that, I always had like very acneic skin anyway. So I always did like face wash and stuff, right? But like not in the way of giving back to myself. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about self-care, is that it's not just this like transactional, I just don't want acne on my face. Like, of course, I want the redness to go away, or I want my under eyes to be puffed up, whatever it might be, sure. But for me, it's like the nighttime ritual, the morning ritual of just taking care of myself and performing a self-assessment. Like genuinely, how am I? How am I feeling? Where's my head at today? And having that be the start or the end of my day. I love it. It's like my personal sweet treat, So anyways, self-care is on point. Speaking of self-care, I did get my eyebrows laminated today. You might be able to notice. I did that for the first time ever. I've never done it. I don't think my brows have ever really been long enough, maybe. But I've been growing them out unintentionally. I just haven't had anyone touching them. I've just been plucking them at home. And so I was like, well, they're long enough. Maybe like lamination is for me. I'm always about budgeting things into my self-care that make my life more convenient. So that's why, like, before I've gotten microblading. Back in the Disney, I had eyelash extensions at one point. Any type of time that I've been able to get spray tans, I do. It's like whatever I can do, like, to wake up and just look pretty, right? It's the easiest part of my day. And then I don't have to, like, do much else. So I love it. It makes for a good, like, no makeup type vibe, look, etc. I do have microblading though, and I think even being microbladed, the lamination still looks really good. We'll see. The good thing about being like having a lamination is it doesn't last forever. So if you end up not liking it, it's like, okay, it'll go away. So it's not like you've ever like ruined your brows. Unlike microblading, if for some reason you got it and you didn't like it, it's kind of like a tattoo. Like you're kind of fucked unless you get it taken off. So we'll see. My microblading's definitely faded over the years. I don't know if I would ever go get it removed. Because it still works, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you had a beautiful Valentine's Day. Hope you got something for Valentine's Day. And by something, I hope that doesn't mean pregnancy. For me personally, Valentine's Day is a memory for me because that's when we conceived Maddox. A few days after Valentine's Day, but still, like, I just remember our last Valentine's Day and thinking in my head, like, wow, that was our last Valentine's Day without a kid, and it was specifically that one. So, hope you had a good one. We had so many crazy launches last week too. I just want to say, if you intake my content in any sort of way, I'm sorry. Okay. We had a lot going on. We had a lot of bangers, but they were just back to back. I felt like all I was doing was promoting, which I know I say it all the time. Like that is part of my job, is like promoting clothing. Like that's why they give it to me. And so I can review it and like tell you guys if it's good or, whatever. So we had Petula launch, we had Paragon launch, and we had Acta. All three being a very, very Valentine theme. And honestly, I think they all did a really good job. Like it was genuinely three great launches that anyone could have gotten anything from. So like chef's kiss there. If there's anything left, go check it out. We have the brand new Buff Bunny launch coming this week. It's called The One. It's kind of, it's a small launch. Also, like, thank God. Like, sometimes we just need a few items, you know? But they have this really cute pillow tote coming out. I can't wait to show you guys. It's called Sunshine Yellow. And it's like, you know, have you seen those? I think the brand's called like 30 Years or something. I don't know. It's a very popular look anyway right now, like a pillow tote. And so they're coming out with their own version of that. I'm so stoked. Like, Buff Bunny, they really always do accessories really well. Like, I always love their belt bags. I think their backpacks that they do are really good. Any type of like belt bag or wallet. They've done purses before too. The big game changer totes. Like, they really have always had like that top tier. Now with the top tier comes like top prices. No joke. You know, they do definitely price out probably as accurately as they're created, but still they do them very well. This is kind of an ode to like moving your body in different ways. Like, they did a lot of like Pilates yoga vibe inspired in this launch. We did see some pops of color, and guess what? We saw colors other than fucking mocha berry. I swear to God, guys, mocha berry is shoved so far deep into my brain. I will never escape the color in the words mocha berry. But we have like these really pretty colors. We have Azul coming back, which we've seen before. We have Sunshine. We also have Bossy print coming back, which is very exciting. One of my favorite prints, besides the fashion print, one of my favorites too. And yeah, it's going to be a good launch. It's this Saturday, this coming Saturday. So you can use code DESB for 10% off. I know some of you guys out there are diehard fans of a certain brand. So like some of you might only shop Paragon. Some of you might only shop Petula. Some of you might only shop Buff Bunny. And I would just be curious to hear who you die hard for, like genuinely, because I love them all so differently for different reasons. And I think if you guys were to try, you know, all of them, you would also love them for different reasons. But some people are like die hard a single brand. I'd be curious what your single brand is. Speaking of trying different brands, I did try this. It's not a new brand by any means, but for me, I went and purchased Oner Active, Oner. I think it's called Oner. By Chrissy. I know her from like OG, but I never like kept up with her. I just know her from like Gymshark back in the day. I think it was Gymshark. Anyway, she created Oner. It really like popped off the past couple of years. Like, I've just never tried. But I really am in this like jacket zip up vibe right now. And so I really wanted to try one of their like jackets, right? Well, of course, once you start looking at jackets, then you start seeing, you know, oh, what would go good with this? And then it suggests like a product to you. And it was like their seamless legging. I don't exactly remember which one. So I was like, fuck, fine. Like, I'll do it. Also, I'll do it for the girls. You know, I'm always here. I love expanding my palette. Then it was like this like racerback crop top, but like tank top. I was like, okay, I like this because I can like I can keep it a little classy at the gym. Like, you know, good little, I'm bloated type of outfit, maybe, you know, whatever. So I got it, guys. It was really good. Like, I was very, very shocked at how much I liked it. Not that I didn't think I would, but you know, it's like, okay, what's the hype about? And then I put it on. I was like, oh, you know, I get it. I get it now. So that was my newest purchase. And that was definitely worth it, you know, but comparative to the brands that I already represent, like I do stand by who I represent. Now, if Oner was like, yo, we could give you a code too, do you think a bitch would say no? Absolutely not. Like, I would literally never say no. I would never say no to a code. I hope you guys realize that. My mom just sent me and my sister a text, you know, happy Valentine's Day. And then she sent me a little thing. It's a Stanley cup in a flower, like a vase thing. And it was what Ty bought his girlfriend. Oh my gosh, my little brother, like literally as a girlfriend. Like, what the fuck? Do you guys remember like my little brother Ty? Like my COVID brother Ty? That's so cute. Like, I can't believe it. We're actually like in the works of working on like promposal, and like Winterfest he has coming up as well. So I'm really excited. It's so special to see like my little brother grow up and also be like talking to me about things. I think that's the one thing I always wanted my brother and my sister to like be able to come to me for, as, you know, not just the older child, but also just like as a sibling. I always wanted them to be able to come to me. So knowing that like my little brother can come to me and like voice anything or ask me a question or even just joke around, like, I'm so glad I've been able to foster that environment. I think if you're someone out there who has siblings, but maybe you're like not as close, that pains me so terribly, you know, because like I couldn't imagine not having a relationship with my brother and sister. I think my biggest fear in life, not to get dark for a second, but like when I've seen people with multiple siblings lose one of their parents, nonetheless both, I've seen so many siblings in relationships fall apart. And that's probably one of my biggest fears ever. Like, I want to like put it in like a fucking written legal contract right now that like none of us can be mad at each other for any reason. Like, I just need to know that. And I don't know how to explain it, but like it's one of my deepest fears. And I think it's because when your parents pass, all you have is whatever's in front of you, right? And that could be some aunts and uncles, et cetera, right? But when it comes to like siblings, the bond of siblings is so powerful. And unless you have siblings, like genuinely, you'll never understand it. Like Wyatt is an only child. And like every day I see our kids like be siblings, nonetheless have siblings myself. It like literally breaks my heart for him. Now, in his case, like his mom was just older when she had him and they were done. And that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with being an only child. But I think when you imagine a world without your parents and to picture yourself being all alone is so fucking sad. Like it's literally so fucking sad. Now, obviously at that point, I would hope you would maybe created a family of your own, right? But still, like, it's still not the same. Like, it's just different. And so I love my siblings so much. And there's your random, weird, morbid thought for the day is both of your parents passing away. Like, why the fuck why do I go there? Why do I mentally go there? Okay. So a few different things this week I wanted to chat about, and I need your guys' like honest help on. First off, I wanted to talk about like my mom dream day because I have recently had this thought come upon me, like, and don't get me wrong, I have it like 5 times a week. It's not like recent or new, but it's just like, I want to voice this to you guys. I live in a small town. Okay. I could drive to somewhere like Chicago. Okay. So I do have access to like a bigger town. All right. But my dream day, like I want to walk into a spa, immediately be handed a robe, have like a massage, be able to like sit in like a waterfall-esque like hot tub. And then I want to be able to like sit in the locker room and like play on my phone. And then I want to be able to go get like a pedicure and a foot massage. And then I want to go get a facial. And then I want to go back to the steam room or like an infrared sauna. Like I want to spend like 8 to 10 hours in this place. This is my perfect mom day. Like a full self-care, out of the house, phone, other than if I'm fucking around in the locker room, like I said, like I don't want to be on my phone, like, and I would love to do this with like Wyatt or my sister, like whoever, like I want a companion so we can like chat and like gossip, but like that is my perfect mom day. And if you live somewhere near you where like you can do that, I mean, listen, I don't give a shit if it's $1,000 a day. Like this is my dream. Okay. I'm talking a dream here. If you live somewhere where that is like possible, I just want to be the first to say like, go fuck yourself, because I would do anything to have a spa like that. On the positive note, my husband, you guys all know him, my husband, he bought my sister and like my sister's husband went in on it to my brother-in-law. They bought me and my mom and my sister all $300 spa gift cards to this place called Milk and Honey in Chicago. So for the most part, I think this is going to like emulate this experience I'm kind of talking about, but still like I want it to just be like full service. Like I kind of want to be like waited on. Like genuinely, I want to be able to like, this sounds terrible. I want to be able to like snap my fingers and then be like running over to me, like very White Lotus. Like I want them to be like, yeah, what do you need? What can I do for you? Like, and I would be like Diet Coke. And then be like, okay, 1 second, chef, you know, and then they bring it over to me. I want to be like dined. I want to have like someone pick me up in a car and drop me off. Like I want to feel so fucking spoiled. That is my dream. Now my dream is going to semi come true for my 30th birthday, because we're going to Atlantis. I think I did tell you guys that. And we are bringing our nanny. I think I told you guys that too. So with that, we knew, like I knew, especially, I want to walk out of this trip going, this is to celebrate everything I fucking did in my 20s. The amount of work and fucking grind and persistence I had in my 20s. I want to celebrate this. I want to go walk on the beach with Wyatt at 11 p.m. and just like hold hands. Like I want to be able to put the kids down for a nap and then have them be sleeping and then be like, bye, you know, we're going to go to the casino. Like I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want. And so I want to be like pampered, and it's kind of the same energy here. I think they have spas maybe at Atlantis too. So that'd be really fun. But anyways, I just had to like voice that to you guys, because I would hope some of you guys were listening to me just right now and like salivating at the mouth for what type of day this would be. Like imagine like limitless money, waking up, maybe like going for a shopping spree first. Like take me to like Louis Vuitton, take me to like Chanel. I've never bought a Chanel. Like I want a Chanel. Like, you know, I'm just picturing this perfect day, no like money aside. I wish that like Mr. Beast would like do that for me. Jimmy, hello. Okay, we'll talk more about Jimmy here in a second as well, and with like White Lotus. Second thing, this is just like a funny hee hoo that I had to share. The other night, I put Evie down. By the way, this bitch has been like low key sleeping through the night a few times. Not like we haven't really got a string, but like I promise you, dude, like we're getting there. I'm a different person. Like I even went to work out with my dad today at 8 a.m. That's crazy. So anyways, Evie's been crushing it, right? So other night I put her down. I've been putting her down around 7. Okay. I wake up to her. It's like 10:30 and she's like crying in her bed. I'm like, that's weird. You know, she usually doesn't wake up till like maybe 12 or 1. It's like if she wakes up, that's her first. So I look on the camera and I just see this white ring of water around her. I'm like, oh my God, like she peed through her diaper. I'm like, man, maybe I like put it like almost up her butt cheek. Have you guys ever done that where they like pee out of it? You're like, damn it. You know, I don't know. I was just like, what did I do wrong? So like, come on. I've parented 3 fucking kids now. Like how's my kid peeing the bed? So I go up there. I'm like, oh my God, Evie, I'm so sorry. I pick her up. She's soaking wet. So I go to kind of like grab between like her legs and like support her back. She's naked. She's literally naked. I didn't even put a fucking diaper on her. Guys, like I don't even know where my brain went in that moment. Like I just left it off. Like she was just commando, just like her mom, just commando underneath her PJs. I felt so terrible. So I had to, strip the bed, strip the water protector. Like thank God we have a waterproof like mattress thing. Get her changed. Like it wasn't messy. It was just pee. Also, thank God it was only pee because I ended up waking up to her having a poop diaper the next morning. Like imagine if I wouldn't have known or, oh my gosh, it was hilarious. Hope you guys LOL'd a little bit. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. I talk about BetterHelp a lot, seeing as that it's benefited me in the past 2 years. Some people think, maybe, things have to get really bad until you can go to therapy. You're like, I'm not depressed. Why do I need therapy? But really, therapy is a tool to where you're using it before things were to get worse and to avoid being at your lowest low. I don't know about you, but why the fuck would you want to get to your lowest low before you climb out to the top again, right? BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video and even live chat sessions with your therapist. You don't have to see anyone on your camera. You don't have to wear pants. You don't even have to put on pajamas. You could be naked wherever you're at and do a therapy session with your therapist. So for me personally, I like to put my AirPods in. I'll walk around my desk room. I'll go for a walk outside when it's nice out, whatever it may be. And that's what works for me. It is customizable and it is more affordable than most in-person therapy. Give it a try. See why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. And girls, don't forget to get on BetterHelp.com/DESB and put in that discount code. If you forget that, you do not get that 10% off your first month. And that is the deal with being a listener of Brunch with Desb. I think I'm on the route to ending my breastfeeding journey. That's right. I'm 7 months postpartum. I really wanted to make it to a year. And I think mentally I probably could. But genuinely, number one, I have a lot of milk stashed away. So I think I'll be able to take her to when we go to the Bahamas for the next 3 months. That's what she would need. She would need 3 months worth of milk. So I'm going to work hard to try to do that for her. By this point in time, by 9 months, they start eating more food. So their bottles are a little bit less regular. So really compared to like a kid at 4 months, I could actually probably do pretty well weaning because they don't drink as much throughout the day. Regardless, I came to this decision because I was thinking about, again, my 30th birthday. And as I always say, first things first, I'm first. And if you guys have ever been a breastfeeding mom of any capacity, you know the mental stamina it genuinely takes, as well as the physical stamina, to continue to have a milk supply. Like it is a full-time fucking job, for real, okay? So as I say, first things first, I'm first. I started thinking about my 30th birthday, and in a very, call me selfish, in a very selfish way, I was like, how am I going to bring all my pump stuff, clean it, pump, every 3 hours, even on a good day, call it every 4, and like enjoy my vacation for 7 days. I'm not, okay? And we're not spending money to go on vacation as a family of 5, plus our nanny, to like not have a good fucking time. Like, again, this is meant to celebrate so many things of my life. And so I think I don't even say think, I am going to. I need to start admitting this, that yes, this is the reality. I'm going to start weaning here in the next couple of weeks, weaning down on pumping and, you know, stashing what I can, obviously. And by the time we go on my vacation, by the time it's my 30th birthday, I'm going to use that as a celebration of breastfeeding 3 children, having 3 children, going through my 20s, creating a business, having a podcast for almost 5 years. At the time, it will actually be 5 years. So many things I'm going to be celebrating. And I think it's just the perfect timeline to also simultaneously just bring in a new, fresh chapter, you know? And it really did break my heart to think about stopping breastfeeding, mostly because I will never do this again. You know, my body will never create milk again. My body will never have a need to create milk again. And it's a very crazy thing to experience, you know, like seeing life pour out of you, like seeing like nutrition pour out of you for life, you know, it's a very special thing. And I've almost felt like a failure for, you know, giving up again before a year, because I fed Maddox for a year on the dot. And I went breastfeeding with Archie for 10 months. And then for her, it'll be around 9, which is still something to be so proud about. But I think in a society and a social media culture and everything where, you know, oh, you should breastfeed your kids for a year, you should breastfeed them for 2 years. It's almost embarrassing to admit the defeat of like, oh, like I stopped. And especially for me, like, oh, I stopped because I wanted to enjoy my 30th birthday. In a society that shames moms for being selfish in that way, like bring on the heat, honestly. Like I stand by what I say and I live by my mantra, and I'm very open and transparent about that. Like first things first, I'm first. My mental health will not be pristine if I'm not able to close this chapter, right? And it's already been really hard. Like there have been multiple nights, dude, where I'm like, I don't want to fucking pump. Mind you, I made the decision to exclusively pump like the 2nd week of December, I think it was about, just for reference. So I've been exclusively pumping for like almost 3 months now, every single day. And she only would nurse like at night if I needed to. And maybe at night it'd be like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like she would just soothe herself back to sleep. So I've been really, you know, at it with this pump. And it's great, you know, but I'm hoping I'll have enough milk to technically breastfeed her, quote unquote, until a year. If not, I'll have to maybe supplement a little bit of formula, but also depending on her age, I might talk to my pediatrician about just putting her on plant-based milk instead of, you know, putting her on formula for like a week or 2. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 years old for a kid is also not just like this magic number of like, oh, they can have whole milk now. Like it's a really strange thing. And when I asked my pediatrician at Archie's appointment, so mind you, Archie was like 10 and a half months. And I asked my pediatrician, I was like, hey, why can't they have whole milk, but like they can randomly at like 1 year old? He was like, well, when you start giving whole milk, kids can have stomach bleeds, basically. So like, you know, the research doesn't support anything before a year, something like that, right? So I'm like, okay, well, can I give Archie whole milk? Like he's 10 and a half months old. Like, would that be like negative, you know? So I actually did whole milk mixed with breast milk, like alternated them to kind of withstand my breast milk supply that I had frozen. My personal doctor, again, I want to make sure I echo this. My personal doctor, he was totally fine with that. He's like, if you start introducing it a little bit, it's not going to hurt him. But just something to like be conscious of, you know, whatever, look for this, look for this, look for this. And he was fine, still fine, loves milk. He loves strawberry milk every morning. Like, so I'm not that I'm going to start Evie that early, but I'm saying alternating that for like more of a plant-based milk. We like to use the Ripple brand. That's what we used with Maddox. That's kind of where my mentality is with that. So yeah, it's really sad. It's bittersweet, but I think the more I speak on it, even right now, like I'm kind of talking through it, even myself, you guys know this is my free therapy appointment. I feel more at peace with it. And I think that it's just time to, you know, claim back my body and also be able to, you know, not have to worry about like a supply and like not have to worry about, you know, pumping every 3 hours. And like when I see like the amount of milk, be like, okay, this is normal, you know, like it can be a lot mentally, to consistently see that. And I'm just ready. And I want to go on my trip and I want to enjoy it. The only thing that's going to suck about the trip is like transporting frozen milk, but I am going to take formula just in case. And you know, worst case, we have to do something like that. Like we'll manage, we'll figure it out. But I think that I'll be able to transport frozen milk pretty fine. I've taken some of my milk out of the freezer to start giving to her, like my oldest milk, to like start to siphon it. And dude, that milk stays frozen for like 3 fucking days in the fridge alone. Like it's so frozen in the deep freezer. I take it out and I put it in the fridge and it will not even thaw. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it'll be good to travel for that day of travel. And honestly, the Bahamas isn't too far of a plane ride either. I think it's like 3 hours. Probably in total, it'll be like 5 or 6 in a little cooler. And as long as there is at least one crystal, like literally it's the rule of thumb, as long as there is a crystal of ice left on the milk, it is perfectly fine to refreeze. Okay, like re-put in a freezer, okay? If it's not crystallized, it has to be used within 4 days. So our goal is to get the milk there, withstand us for a week. I'm going to have to plan out like how many bottles she's taking per day, times that by the amount of milk I need. And since I will be virtually pumping until we leave pretty close, I'll be able to take like, I think plenty of milk and be fine 100% to get us through the trip. And I think I'll have plenty enough to get her through like, at least I really would hope at least that like 9 month, 10 month, 11 month, like genuinely. But also we'll see. So that was a long-winded chat about that, but I did just want to update you guys if you're a mom in the same position or if you're a mom to be and you're just kind of like navigating this breastfeeding stuff, like it's a lot. And I think with Maddox, I held on to breastfeeding for a year so hard. But dude, I was so resentful of it. Like the way he would like grab my boob, it's so triggering when Evie does it, even now, when I nurse her like again at night sometimes. And I'm like, dude, quit fucking touching me. Like I cannot explain it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. And feel free to drop some encouragement below because I am pretty sad about it still. Next topic of conversation is joeyswoll. Have you guys ever heard of him? Well, I have. Kind of. Let me give you backstory. So if you guys remember like a year or two ago, I had another viral video of this guy approaching me in the gym at my old gym. So different gym dad, right? It went viral. Everyone was tagging Jimmy, LOL, joeyswoll in the video. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Anyways, I looked at his profile. He like reposts like positive gym stuff. Okay. Like loved it. Like loved the message. I personally just like never hit follow. Like I barely see people in my feed anyway. So like whatever. Fast forward, I post that other reel from last week. This guy came up to me in the gym and just like gave me some like love and appreciation. joeyswoll ended up reposting it, which is super cool. He has like 4.3 million followers. His video that he reposted of mine got like over 1.5 million views. My video was at like 1.5 million views. Definitely popped the fuck off. But it's also funny because like I didn't get that many follows out of it, which is, I only say that because I think a lot of people think, oh my God, you had a viral video. Like everyone must have followed you. It's like, yeah, no, like that's not how the internet works anymore. I feel like a couple years ago, if you had a viral video, everyone would want to follow you, but like no one follows anymore. We just see the same people on our Explore feed and just, we still like their videos, but we just never follow them. I know I do that myself sometimes, so no big deal. But he reposted, I thought that was super cool. He had like the greatest message to say about it. And he like congratulated me on having a new baby and like my third baby. It was like really kind. And I can just appreciate when people use their platforms to also like share things that happen to other people on platforms. Collaboration is, you know, the best thing to exist. And I thought it was really kind of him. The only negative, I know for a fact he probably has a more male dominated audience. So like all the people that were coming in my DMs were male. They weren't being weird, which was very nice. They were like, hey, came from Uncle Joey's video. Like, keep going. Like, I love that you're like inspiring other women, like whatever. It wasn't weird, but I was just like, fuck, if there was one person that could have like reposted my video, it could have been like a mom, a fellow mom, you know what I mean? But I had a lot of really nice people in my DMs. The interactions were great. And shout out to joeyswoll. If you guys have never interacted with him or seen his videos, you should go check him out. Just a lot of like positive gym stuff. It's nice to see the positive gym culture that still does exist, you know? So I really enjoyed that. Now, getting into our watches of the week, there is a lot to cover, okay? Number one, new Handmaid's Tale officially releases April fucking 6th. I will be in the Bahamas, sat on my fucking ass watching this show. I want to make that very fucking clear, okay? Handmaid's Tale comes back. I cannot wait to see where we finish. Like, this is the last season. And if you guys have not watched Handmaid's Tale, it's dark and it sometimes feels too close to home. Okay, I will say that much, but it's such a great show. The actors in it are like phenomenal. I fucking love it. Like, I just can't say it enough. So I'm really stoked for that. Number two, as I mentioned, White Lotus returns this Sunday. So as you guys are watching this, the 16th at 9 a.m., I think it said, or like 9 p.m. I don't remember. It comes back out. I'm so fucking stoked. It is going to be so fun. And I love how, if you guys have never watched White Lotus, every season is like a different, so like season 1 and season 2, wildly different. There are underlying themes in the show where like you do want to watch all the seasons, but if you genuinely like just picked up on season 3, you would probably still get a good taste of what was going on. I do know that there's some people returning to the season that we haven't seen in 2 seasons. So again, I would highly encourage you guys to like go back and watch season 1 and season 2. It's such a good show. It takes you a minute to get into, but man, when you start hearing the intro song come on, the way you want to shake your titties, hold on, like I literally need to look this up for you guys. White Lotus. White Lotus theme song. This is literally the theme song. Okay, like enough of that. It literally, when they like, it reminds you of people going like, you have to look up how they record that song. I saw a video of it once and I almost fucking fainted sending it to Wyatt. So White Lotus is back. I'm so stoked. You have to, like literally guys, you have to watch that. We can talk about it every single week. We're going to probably be a week behind though, since it drops on Sundays. So that sucks, but just bear with me. Number 2, The Bachelor. Obviously, it's been a decent season. Last week was crazy because Rose, she was the first one out of the car, period. Like the first one out of the car at the Bachelor Mansion. She like said some shit to, I think, Carolina or something, and was like, yeah, like Grant was thinking about me when he was dancing with you, yada, yada. And then Carolina, I think her name is, went back, told Grant that. Grant went to Rose and was like, bro, what the fuck? I never said that. She's like, well, I might have just made it up. Like it was the weirdest thing. Lo and behold, then Windmill Bachelor, whatever, Instagram account posts receipts of what Grant did say to her. Pretty similar for her to take that like context. Like he definitely like low-key gaslit her, but also I don't think he knew he was. Like when you're having that many conversations with women, like you're gonna be bound to just like be like, what did I say to who, when, why? And that was like their first date. So it was like a messy episode, a lot of drama. Someone was like, oh, what was her name? Santa friend, dude, I don't know their names yet. She was like, dude, about Zoe, her dress is too short. Like she slammed this girl's dress being too short, like ran on about it. And then she goes to be the one that says, I'm just so like sick of the drama. Girl, oh my God. Like, no, like literally I'm so exhausted of these episodes. Like I think Bachelor just needs to like take a break and like reset and then like come back when people miss them. Like, I don't know, dude. I know it's people's like livelihoods. The franchise is so iconic in its own way, but dude, it is just so messy. I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired. I'm not even like should be saying I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? So The Bachelor, it's going good. I enjoy watching it. My girlfriends come over, we watch it. It's fun, but it also is so exhausting. Like, it's just like, it's the same shit every time. Just people wanting to get like social media famous and in covering it, saying they like want to find love. Like, I genuinely don't believe it. So that's The Bachelor. That's all I'm going to say about that. Hulu has a new episode out every week, I think on Thursdays, from Scamanda. If you guys have never watched this podcast, you must watch. It's on Hulu, Scamanda, or you can like listen to the podcast, anywhere. Just look up Scamanda. It is the craziest story about a girl faking cancer. It like to the depths of insanity, faking cancer. It's the craziest story ever. I'm not even going to ruin it for you guys. You have to, I'm not even spoiling it. Like, you gotta read and listen to the whole thing. You have to. Number 2, we have a new Netflix series coming Monday, so tomorrow. This is all about Gabby Petito and her, like, being murdered. Things like being murdered, Gabby Petito, something like that. Again, another thing, it's just like, are we tired of talking about it? Like, there's only so many details we can talk about. Now, this episode on Netflix, it looks like there's going to be some family involvement, some interviews, things like that. And listen, I'm going to watch it, but I just feel bad when like people just can't like rest, like let her rest, let her family rest. Like, it just feels like so heavy to continuously make like documentaries out of it. Like, wasn't it like, I think the Lifetime movie that made a fucking literal movie about her like 5 months later. Like they were like working overtime, getting these shows made and investigation series made, 60 Minutes, like all of these things. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like again, let her rest, let her family rest. I don't know. Sometimes it rubs me the wrong way. I'm still going to consume it 100%. Like I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not going to watch it, but like I will consume it. Last thing, Keeping Up with the Kardashians is back. I have not watched any. I haven't watched any. Mostly because by the time I get in bed, Wyatt doesn't want to watch that. So like I don't have any other time in my day to like watch something like that. It's something I'd have to like binge on like a weekend by myself. Or like, you know, when I decide to rewatch Glee, I have to like go back and watch that too. So Keeping Up with the Kardashians, it is back. Like I love it. I love Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but it sucks when you like genuinely don't have the time to take it in. But what I have had time to take in is the new Beast Games episode. And if you don't want a spoiler, fast forward. If you haven't watched it and you kind of might, just don't listen to this part. I have all the like timed periods or whatever in the description box, show notes thing. So just click past, okay? So the Beast Games opens up with the last episode. Holy fuck. Like it was so intense. They're like throwing these red balls, right? And honestly, I could not believe that Yessie made that shot to get Emma out. Like the way that she was throwing the ball the whole time, I was like, dude, this bitch is never going to land a shot. She was like, she had the most unathletic throw of time, right? Here we go, comeback kid. She sinks this shot, Emma's gone. Which is sad, but like, I think some of those top competitors will be back for season 2 or like be involved in some way, shape, or form. Also, I think every player got $2,500 even coming on the show. So you left with something. And then them specifically, they all took a couple $1,000s too in the last episode, right? So like they left with some money. Like, hey, at the end of the day, $10,000, $5,000, that's a lot. That could change a whole month. That could change a year for you, you know? So like use it wisely, you know, be grateful. You got to play some games and win some money. So that is game number 1, right? Emma gets gone, whatever I said. And then Yessie, Gage, Tawana, and then I keep forgetting the main guy's name. Like I keep wanting to say Chad. I don't think his name is Chad though. The guy, our Silver Fox, okay? They're all that's left. So Gage ends up, so they did this maze thing, sorry. They had to memorize this maze and then they had to walk around on these tiles, you know, to do the exact pattern. So Yessie lets go of her button. She goes down, does it. Silver Fox literally says, hey, Yessie, like, it's 1 over. Like, I'm pretty sure the block is like 1 over. At first, I really thought he was kind of trying to pull a fast one. I was like, bro, Silver Fox, don't do that to me. I really like you. Don't do that to me. Before you know it, Yessie takes her first step. Boom, it's red. He was right the whole time, and she would have made it if he like. Oh, it was perfect fucking TV. Like I know that the producers were just fucking eating this up at how it was falling in their lap. It was a great show to watch. So fast forward, Yessie's out. So now it's just 3 of them, Tawana, Gage, and then Silver Fox. So then they get one more bribe. If you think your numbers in this envelope of how many people would like vote you out in the top 50, take this $1 million and leave and self-eliminate, or someone's going to be eliminated, period, right? Gage says, I really think it's me in the envelope. I'll take the $1 million. Again, he's leaving with $1 million plus, did he take a little bit of money, like maybe a couple grand from, again, last episode? So he's like, okay, I'll take the $1 million. I mean, $1 million, what the fuck, bitch? Like, yeah, I would take that too. Like your last shot at walking away with literally something or nothing, right? You're either going to win $10 million, don't get me wrong, or you could literally not have anything. So he takes it. They open up the envelope. It's 9:30. It's AKA Tawana, who everyone was going to vote out. That shook me. I could not believe that everyone would have voted her out. Like consensus. That was crazy. So anyways, so then it's her, Tawana, and then the guy. And the way that this last scene just like teed up the most perfect TV finale ever. Like they're looking at each other. All the briefcases are in front of them. This $10 million check is in one of those briefcases. Silver Fox gets a little competitive. Okay. And he might make Tawana a little bit uncomfortable, but also like you're on the line for $10 million. Like, sorry. So he gives her the coin toss. You call what you want. She calls tails. it falls on heads. So he gets it, right? He has to put on this blindfold. She rearranges the cases and he gets to pick whatever case. And if the check is in that case, he wins. If not, they respin. She goes and, goes back and forth till someone gets the check. So they spin this thing, mind you, it's first round. He's faced away. Tawana's like, okay, come look. He starts rotating them. He looks at number 1 and he's like, starts rotating, looks at number 5 and he looks at her and he's like, is it in 5? She's like, I don't know. Is it? Whatever, just naturally bantering. And he's like, 5's an important number to you. You have 5 people in your family. He's roasting her, not roasting her, but not in a bad way. He's just laying in on her, not manipulating, but he's trying to get an answer, a rise to kind of know where he's going, right? So he ends up going to 6. He's like, I think it's in 6. Is it in 6? And she's, whatever. They go back and forth. And he's like, I think it's in 6. And then I think Jimmy's like, but 5's important to her. He's like, yeah, but I think that's why she chose 6 because it meant nothing, something like that. So anyways, he opens up 6 and it's the fucking $10 million check. Guys, I fell out of bed. I physically got out of bed and fell on the ground. I was so shook, so happy. This guy's son has a rare creatine disorder. And he wants to help find a cure. In this money, obviously $10 million fucking dollars he won, plus the amount of money that he took. I think he won maybe $4,000 from the other past competitions too. It was the coolest end in TV history. It was also very sad because at the end of the day, that money would have changed anyone's life. That money will change anyone's life. So seeing someone lose, especially Tawana, she was a great team player. It was sad, but what are you going to be? Just sad, I don't know. It was tough. So I then went to Wyatt and I'm like, would you give people money? If you had, someone, would you give someone $1 million? Hey, I know you didn't win, but I want you to have this. Would it just be a couple grand? I don't know. Because at the end of the day, Gage, he's the one that flipped the coin to get the prize pool to 10 million and not 5. He deserves money. So I hope Silver Fox gave him money because at the end of the day, Silver Fox wouldn't have won 10 if it wasn't for Gage sacrificing himself to do that. So I think he deserves money regardless. But I'm like, would you give money to someone? My initial reaction is of course. Of course, even if it's $100,000 or something. Tawana ended up walking away with, I think, $190,000 regardless. So again, hey, a payday is a payday, but that's 190 is quite short of 10 million. Okay. So that's how the last episode went. It was such a great show. I can't wait for season 2. I think the production team did a really good job of keeping that YouTube feel. If you watch Mr. Beast videos, which I do, but they also made it very high production, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really excited for it to come back. It was really, really, really fun. So we'll see what's on the horizon. I don't think I have any other watches or listens for you guys. Severance, obviously. I've been watching Severance still. New episodes out today. I will leave you guys with this. I made LUMON merch in my head. One thing about me, I'm putting it on merch. Okay, if I say it, I'm merching it, So when LUMON, Severance, new episode, new season came back, I was like, okay, if LUMON had merch, what would their merch say? Okay, and this is what I came up with. I should fucking trademark this shit before I tell you. Are you outie or innie? Okay, a lot of these I'm picturing just a very witty tagline, embroidered in the chest, okay? Sever me. Give me a lobotomy instead. Outie, it just says outie, because you would be the outie, okay? Tell my innie I said hi. LULU. That's my favorite. It was this or lobotomy. I'm so innie. Rockin' outie. Outie and aboutie. What's your number? With the number diagram, the numbers that they have to sort, the MDR. Blame it on my innie. Okay, so that's it. But literally, I wish I was a part of a LUMON fan club to make some of this shit come true, because I would so fucking rock this merch. And if I had more of you, say we just discussed Severance only and we were a fan club of Severance, I would dead ass make merch. It was so funny. They all came to me so easy. I love creating merch. In another life, I definitely was a fashion designer, but a dumb fashion designer, not high fashion, just in another life, I ran a company like Shein, very fast fashion, very what should we do today and then worry about the next design tomorrow. But that's okay. You know, I was not a sustainable girl in another life. That's for sure. Okay. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Honestly, this episode was very like long-winded. I really should have put a lot of what we talked about at the front, at the back, you know, and kind of flip-flopped, but like we kind of ended on watches. And I feel like we already talked about the bulk, which was like the breastfeeding, the new launches, like shit like that. So we're kind of like ass backwards today. We're kind of like human centipede oh my God, never give me that image in my fucking head again. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Remember, you're a great mom when you're a great you. You're a great person when you're a great you. You're a great wife when you're a great you. Do something to take care of yourself today. Valentine's Day for yourself should be every day, bitch. Okay? Don't let yourself not self-care. Okay? Point blank, period. Love you guys. Happy Sunday. I would make out with you if I could. Love you. Bye.